As we all know, the relationship between Peter and his mother-in-law is quite complicated. This episode is the beginning of all the stories, and it's also the most shocking episode in terms of the plot. People who have had a long marriage experience understand that when a couple spends a long time together day in and day out, the sense of freshness will gradually fade away. Lois has such a feeling. Now, when she looks at Peter's burly figure, she just finds it greasy. Moreover, when Peter is in class, he only focuses on himself and completely doesn't know how to take care of others. Their friends are all people who have experienced marriage, and they immediately understand the underlying meaning in Lois' words. Bonnie didn't leave the paralyzed Joe largely because they had consulted a marriage therapist. So Bonnie recommended this therapist to Lois. The next day, Lois couldn't wait to take Peter to the therapist. Peter was quite disdainful of this. He has always thought that he is a competent husband. Seeing that Peter was so stubborn, the therapist immediately proposed a second plan, which was deep hypnosis. The therapist would give Peter a trigger phrase. In the future, whenever Peter hears this phrase, he will mechanically perform the corresponding action. Peter readily accepted this proposal. He was particularly eager to experience the wonderful effect of hypnosis. The therapist asked Peter to imagine that he was lying on a comfortable beach, eating imported ice cream with the flavor of salted fish. However, just at that moment, Peter's phone rang. After returning home,
Vanilla ice cream.
their first attempt ended in failure. Peter didn't have any reaction at all after hearing the key phrase. He was disappointed and planned to go to the kitchen to get some energy. The following scenes are not suitable to be shown, so I'll skip them for you. The next day, Lois woke up from bed feeling satisfied, but Peter had no impression of what happened last night. Unexpectedly, the effect of hypnosis was so amazing. From then on, Lois completely let loose. Whether there was something or nothing, she would play that trigger music, which annoyed the children a great deal. Then the plot reached a climax. In the evening, Lois took Peter to her parents' house as guests. On this day, Bess wasn't feeling well and didn't come downstairs to have dinner with the children. But she couldn't stay hungry all the time, so someone had to send the meal to Bess' room. Lois was just about to open a bottle of red wine, so the task of sending the meal fell on Peter. Then Peter carried the dinner and walked towards Bess' room. At this time, Bess was troubled by sciatica and asked Peter to bring the meal in. Lois felt sorry for her mother and thought that her mother must be very lonely in the room alone. But Carter didn't think so. He thought that Bess could completely pass the time by watching a women's variety show. At first, Lois didn't react, and then she asked what the name of that variety show was. But it was too late by then. The familiar sound resounded throughout the room. At this moment, Lois was extremely nervous. She shouted Peter's name loudly while rushing towards her mother's room. And at this time, Peter was imagining that he was lying on a warm beach, leisurely eating the salted fish-flavored ice cream in his hand. Soon Lois rushed to the second floor. The scene in front of her was beyond description. The two of them were very silent in the car. Peter and Lois drove silently towards their home. On the way, they received two phone calls. One was from Bess to Peter, and the other was from Carter to Lois. It's hard to imagine what kind of chaotic scene it was on the other end of the phone. But the two of them were very tacit and didn't answer the phone. Soon they got home. Lois consciously handed the trash bin to Peter. At that time, Meg turned on the TV.
Peter, no, 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 no,